All right, we're here at another Fix It Up and Sell project, getting ready to go on the market today. And as I start off most of my videos, I say, is it better to sell as is or fix up? So we're gonna let you decide. We're gonna walk through this house. We're at 1920 East 3rd Street here in Benicia. I'm gonna show you some before pictures, after pictures. Again, it's always the essence of what to do, what not to do. And when you choose to do with things you do, does it give you the biggest buyer impact? And are you doing it for the least amount of money so that you can actually see a return on your money? So at the end of the day, can the seller put more money in their pocket or does more money go out? Because again, it's easy to fix up houses with a blank check. Just about anybody can do that. All right, so let's go check this out. I'll show you some before and afters and you decide. All right, so we're gonna talk fix it up and sell. So I want to sort of give you a perspective what we have, where we're at the end, because we're getting ready to go on the market. So if you see the pictures that I'm gonna show you out, the before pictures, now look at the after pictures. So what we did here was we had two different colors. So we ended up to, again, save money. As I mentioned before, we took the base color of the ADU, painted the entire house that color. We then picked it, because we didn't want to replace the roof, obviously, we picked a color, a brown color that matched the tile. Then when we replaced, then we painted all the trim of both buildings that brown color. So now you can tell with the before pictures and the after picture that it just tied it all in. Then as far as the landscaping, we went ahead and did some grading around the property. We put some plants. Again, we're trying to do things affordably. So it's not like you can just, a blanket. And so we put a low retaining wall there. So it was quite a bit of drop off. So we just did that. We actually took the dirt from out here, put it behind the wall, and just created a little bit nicer look. I guess we might have decided to bark the entire area, but we just didn't do that. We just, we did this part right there. So this right here, you see the before pictures. So there was like 3 or 4 stacked tall. So we ended up taking it down, regrading this, again, putting a walkway, repurposing. I love repurposing things. So we had a whole bunch of extra stones here. We ended up digging out here and putting it there. So that's part of an example of how we, and we're not done here yet. We're actually gonna put gravel here. We were just waiting for this concrete to be poured. That just got done on Thursday. So the last thing we're gonna do is put some pea gravel type stuff to just clean this up. All right, let's go inside. Again, the painter did a great job. We painted the railing. We were originally gonna maybe make these steps wider, but it just wasn't in budget. Again, we picked the brown color to match the roof. So base color of that, we painted the whole house, took that color and came up with a trim color. All right, painted the front door the same color, just ties it all in. All right, so here we are inside. Flooring, paint, light fixtures, remove the fans. Again, this is the type of flooring we're using, which is LVP, luxury vinyl plank. We're using a natural lighter tone. A lot of times we paint kitchen cabinets. We didn't do that here. We didn't change the countertops because we felt like that all that was in decent shape. We put a new stove in down the hallway here. Again, there's a cabinet there. We took that out. Again, the flooring down here. Bathroom. Cleaned up. Put in new mirror, lights, new vanity. And we just took the floor. So luxury vinyl plank is waterproof. So we were able to take that directly in the bathroom. One of the things that we do is to save some money. And people do like it. We put carpet in the bedrooms. And so that just saves some money. It's a little bit less expensive than the luxury vinyl plank. Did that. There we go. So let's go check out the backyard. See what we did back there. A lot got done here. So first of all, we painted. We made this all white. It was a darker color. It was actually a similar color to the floor. So we just thought it matched the wall. The side of the house. It looked nice. Again, we repurposed some of these things. We lowered that wall, put sprinklers and sod there. We just put fabric down, then bark. All that walkway stones were just stones that were those stones were the stones that were going around the perimeter here. So what we did was we repurposed those stones and added the walkway there. Kind of repurpose everything, try to repurpose as much as we can. So this will give you a perspective of what we did. We had over here, we had a dog run we took out. We had some water challenges, so we did some regrading here. There was a huge plant over there that we took out, so we created a culvert right here. We're not quite done with rearranging the rocks. We had a dog run here. We're cleaning this out. We're still working on this. We got to do a little bit more drainage. But there you go. Fixed it up, cleaned it up, and it just gives it a totally different feel. All right, so it's Glen Allen, your Fix It Up and Sell guy. It's starting to rain here. Maybe I'll step underneath the awning here. If you've got any questions about selling your house or even buying, if you're just watching it, happy to share some of my experience. Been doing this for 35 years, helping over 700 families through this real estate journey. My contact information is down below. Try to just give you some wisdom, some insights, and make it the least amount of stress as possible. And at the end of the day, if you're selling your house, the goal is we determine what your goals are. Some people, if you want to net the most, will come in and give you some advice, some ideas. Even when I walk through on the first time, I can give you some estimates per price. So when we walk through and I give you some ideas, you'll know whether or not you can decide whether or not you want to go further. And the next step after our initial consultation is actually we'll get some bids. So we'll actually get some real bids, and then we sit down and look at what the budget is, what's going to give you the biggest return on your investment, and then we pick those items. Now, if you don't have the cash to do the investment, we can actually, within the company I work with, we can actually lend you a certain amount of money that you can pay back at the close of escrow, like we're actually doing on this project here. So that we try to make it as easy as possible for you to net the most amount of money in your pocket as possible. So have a great day, Glen Allen. We'll look forward to talking to you soon.